Hi everyone, David here from EVERYANGLE, and today I'd like to give you a brief demonstration of our new physical obstruction detection application, sometimes also called aisle obstruction when deployed in a retail setting. Now, the purpose of this application is to help improve store safety, accessibility, and performance with automated detection of physical obstructions. So let's have a look at an example of the application deployed in practice. So what we're seeing here now, when I just bring the video up on screen, is an example of a Cisco Meraki MV32 fisheye camera deployed in a retail setting in a grocery store. You can see, if I just freeze the video here for a moment, we've got an aisle in the center of the grocery store. We have the fisheye camera deployed. You can see at this point there's no people detected in the aisle. We have some temporary visual merchandising displays here, cans of various different produce and so on, which, although not permanently deployed here, are intended to be there. Now, if I let the video roll on, you'll see that we then start to see some movement with individuals entering, customers and staff members. And if I just pause here again, you can see now at this point we've detected 3 different people, and if you look in the top left hand corner of the screen, you'll see we've got a count here, 3 people detected. And you can also see now in this case we've got a customer who has a shopping cart. They're pushing a shopping cart, or a trolley as we call it in the UK. And also here we have a staff member with some form of bag, obviously carrying various different goods to restock shelves or so on, and they're carrying these objects. Now, if we let the video play on, you can see after a couple of seconds, this customer leaves their shopping cart. This is now causing an obstruction in the aisle, and equally so too we can see with the staff member. We can see that they now have this bag or sack which is now placed in front of product display. Now, both of these items by themselves can cause various different issues. The retail floor is obviously now impassable because of the physical obstruction. Also, visual merchandising display, this display here is now obstructed. And the key point is that we want to be able to identify whether these obstructions are happening in real time so that a positive intervention can actually be made. Now, you can see that after a predefined threshold, in this case, as little as 5 seconds, once objects which are stationary and have been unattended then start flagging as being an obstruction. And the key point here is that the threshold time period is user definable. So in one setting, you might want to say, well, only if an object has been temporarily stationary for 10 seconds, then I need to flag that as an alert. However, in another setting, it might be more appropriate for that to be a minute or 30 minutes and so on. And what this does is it allows you to be able to tailor the alert to the particular situation. So if this was deployed at emergency exits or stairwells, you may have a much lower threshold, and you may want a warning that's happening after only, as I said, 5 or 10 seconds. And in other settings around visual merchandising display areas where it could be quite common to have shopping carts temporarily block them, you may have a higher threshold limit, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and so on. In either event, what you're able to do then is, using the visualization platform, is to see, based upon dates and times that you've chosen and which stores you're looking at, how many events there actually are which are of interest. In this case here, there's been 89 events, but based upon the threshold time that's been set, only 5 of those actually meet that threshold time period. There's only 5 that we actually need to investigate and look at. And you can see you've got leaderboards here based upon stores. So you can actually see which obstructions are happening more often in certain stores than others, and looking at that trend-based information. All of this helps you do various different things, such as having a scalable and cost-effective retail floor physical obstruction event detection solution, avoiding costly code violation penalties arising from lack of store accessibility, alerting store operations teams when emergency exit access becomes compromised, empowering visual merchandising teams to maximize in-store customer engagement, and giving powerful analytics dashboards to track and measure network-wide behavior throughout the organization.